Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled that virtually no one watched. People immediately took to social media and Twitter and started posting, look at what Angel Reese has accomplished.
Angel Reese is facing some serious criticism, and this time, Jason Whitlock isn't holding back. The media has been pushing the narrative that she was the standout star of the championship, but there's just one issue. She wasn't even there when it mattered most in the playoffs.
Angel Reese, 3-on-3. Let's get it! Hey, we back like we never left. Angel Reese in the post. Gonna work number 5. Shake and bake. Earthquake. Bang! Hey, Angel, you had all off season to get in the lab, fix your lamps, but what did you do? More podcasting. Layup. Mashed potatoes.
While her team was grinding on the court and truly earning that championship, Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. But that hasn't stopped some media outlets from acting like she was the driving force behind it all. Here's a reality check. She wasn't even in the arena.
Angel Reese beating her shit. What y'all gonna say now? Now that I have this unrivaled championship that I didn't even think to attend. She went to LeBron James's youngest son's high school state championship game. If this championship mattered, she would show up. She could afford it.
I had no idea that Angel Reese didn't even bother to show up. Did not show up to support her teammates. It was that unimportant, but yet took a victory lap that you won a championship? You got to be joking.
So the real question is, are we supposed to see this as a career-defining achievement, or is it just another example of the media turning fiction into fact when it comes to Angel Reese? Let's break it all down.
Now we're gonna leave the hop skippity do 3000 in 2024. Jumping off 1 foot, landing on that same foot. Then we're stat padding. Still, I thought we were past this, Angel. Bang! Rebounder in WNBA history. Look at this. Elite rebound. Look at that vertical. Look at the outlet pass. No, Angel. No. Why, Angel? Why? Not the kick out 3. Butter pecan. Bang! If you throw it out of bounds, you hate puppies. What? She a playmaker. She's a point queen. Point queen. She making plays for the other team. Bang! Caitlin Clark's not the only one that can make cool passes. I can do it. Me too.
The unrivaled league was marketed as a groundbreaking, game-changing evolution in women's basketball, a much-needed breath of fresh air.
Angel Reese was a member of the Rose. They won the inaugural unrivaled championship last night.
I guess if you want to take a victory lap on that, you can. I just don't know if it means anything.
But let's be honest, almost no one was paying attention. This wasn't a true 5-on-5 showdown. It was a 3-on-3 format that even die-hard fans rarely follow. And yet somehow, this glorified summer league was hyped up like a WNBA finals rematch.
How important this championship was to Angel Reese. Angel Reese didn't even attend the game. She was not in the building last.
Reese's team, the Rose, faced off against Vinyl in what was supposed to be the grand finale. The only problem? Almost no one even realized it happened. Unlike real leagues that attract millions of viewers, this one flew completely under the radar, despite ESPN's lukewarm efforts to make it seem relevant.
All of that was more important than being at the location, being with her teammates.
Why is it just women's basketball where we see athletes acting like that?
The only reason anyone is even talking about this, you guessed it, Angel Reese. And the shocking part, she didn't even play in the last 2 playoff games, including the championship. Instead of being on the court grinding with her teammates, she was off doing her own thing, FaceTiming into the celebration like she had just dropped 40 in the finals. Classic Angel, more hype than impact, more selfies than stats, yet she still finds a way to make herself the center of attention, whether she's earned it or not.
Her team achieved this remarkable accomplishment. Angel Reese was so thrilled, she FaceTimed in press conference and celebration. That's how big this unrivaled championship was.
If Angel Reese truly saw this as a major milestone in her career, you'd think she would have actually stepped on the court and played. Imagine the reaction if Caitlin Clark skipped a championship game and still expected praise, or if Aja Wilson or Breanna Stewart did the same. It wouldn't happen because real competitors don't operate that way. Yet somehow, Angel Reese figured that FaceTiming into the post-game celebration was enough to count as participation.
ESPN covered this championship. Chelsea Gray scored 30 some odd points last night in the championship game. This championship that Angel Reese has added to her trophy case that she didn't even play in the last 2.
As soon as the criticism started rolling in, social media jumped jumped to her defense like a full court press. Her fans flooded Twitter, calling her a champion and stacking this glorified scrimmage win alongside her LSU title and WNBA rebounding stats. Like they all carry the same weight. Spoiler alert, they don't. One of these things is definitely not like the others.
No, it's Angel Reese! Left alone! Bang! My money, and I want it now! Quarter 3 ball! Butter pecan! Burn!
Y'all gonna disrespect me and not guard me? Well, hand down, man down. Burn!
McDonald's handing out brand deals for this kind of bag work. I'll take a lot less! Help a brother out! Bang!
Really only need 3,997 more threes to catch Steph.
Bang!
Let's be real, this is the very definition of manufactured hype. If this championship actually mattered, Reese wouldn't have skipped the last 2 games, especially the final. True champions show up when it counts, and sitting at home while FaceTiming into a celebration doesn't exactly scream team leader. The truth is, the media has been working overtime to shape Angel into the next face of women's basketball. Facts be damned. But at the end of the day, this so-called achievement is more smoke and mirrors than real impact.
Thought so much of this championship that she was like, nah, I don't want to diminish the greatness of this championship by attending the game and rooting on my teammates. So I'll FaceTime in. No one wanted a 3-on-3 full court women's basketball league, and no one paid attention to this. Let's put together a social media campaign and let's pretend like Angel Reese just accomplished something. And
this isn't the first time we've seen the media bend over backward to prop up Angel Reese. The unrivaled league championship is just the latest example of this carefully crafted narrative. The league itself didn't exactly take the sports world by storm, yet ESPN and others jumped on the story like it was a WNBA finals moment, conveniently ignoring the fact that Reese didn't even play in the games that actually determined the champion.
We're gonna build up this narrative that Angel Reese is one of the great athletes of our lifetime. She's right there with Steph Curry, and she's right there with LeBron James. She's right there with Kevin Durant. She's got a championship at LSU, and now she has a championship in the unrivaled.
Let that sink in. We're handing out praise to a player who wasn't even on the court for the most crucial games. In any other sport, missing the championship means you don't get the spotlight, but Angel Reese, she's apparently the exception. It's almost like the normal rules of competition don't apply when you have the right media machine backing you. And let's be honest, this wasn't some star-studded tournament stacked with the WNBA's elite. It was a brand new 3-on-3 format that lacked real star power. No Caitlin Clark, no Aja Wilson, no Kelsey Plum, even Sabrina Ionescu, who was originally linked to the event, backed out early. That alone tells you everything you need to know. The real stars didn't even bother.
Go rush to social media and pretend that you care more about the unrivaled league than Angel Reese.
And yet, somehow, Angel Reese is at the center of one of the most awkward championship moments in recent memory. She missed the last 2 games, never touched the ball, never set foot on the court, yet still carried herself like she had just pulled off the basketball equivalent of winning the Super Bowl. It's confusing and honestly a little embarrassing.
Tell me why I love her odds. Look at her defenders. They moonwalk backwards. She's always gonna be open. Bang! If only the IRS left me alone like Angel's defenders leave her alone. Tax evasion! Bang! Her new nickname is 7-Eleven because she's open 24/7, baby. Bang! Shout out to my Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. This is for you!
So here's the real question. Should this be recognized as a legitimate championship, or is it just another case of the media bending over backward to keep the Reese hype train going? Spoiler alert, it's the latter. This isn't just about optics, it's about the reality of what actually happened. And the truth is, Angel Reese wasn't a key player in this so-called victory. She was a spectator, not a star. Of course, Twitter didn't get the memo. Her die-hard fans wasted no time adding this title to her resume, stacking it next to her LSU glory days like it was a Hall of Fame worthy achievement. But let's be real, a true competitor would have been on the court, battling alongside her teammates, not celebrating through a phone screen. If Caitlin Clark had done the same, the media would be questioning why she wasn't there. But for Reese, different rules apply. This isn't about tearing her down, it's about setting the record straight. You don't get to claim a championship you didn't earn. And if you want to call yourself a champion, you better be on the court when it matters, not on FaceTime.
I don't understand how the WNBA won't have enough money to pay her. I mean, max contract. We're talking about Curry land. We're talking about LeBron. I mean, she brings all the eyeballs. She's so skilled. She does everything perfectly. I mean, she can dunk too. Look at that. Bang!
Netflix, listen to me. If the WNBA won't pay her, you better. Comedy special, man. She's hilarious.
Who else can do the hop, skippity, drop, step, bang better than her? Bang! Bang!
You know what's actually funny about all of this? The rows looked smoother and more in sync without Angel Reese. Yeah, let that sink in. During the championship game, Chelsea Gray put on a clinic, completely dominating on both ends of the floor. Fans online even started noticing how the team seemed to flow better once Reese was out of the lineup. That's the uncomfortable truth the media conveniently ignores. Instead of admitting that her absence might have actually helped the team, the sports media machine keeps pushing the fairy tale that Angel was the glue holding it all together.
This championship game was so unimportant. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll watch from home. I'll watch this stream from home, and I'll FaceTime in if we win.
This league has got to figure out a way to honor Angel Reese in all this. That's
just when you thought the narrative couldn't get any more absurd, Reese threw herself right back into the spotlight. After the game, she fired off a cryptic tweet. What y'all gonna say now? As if she had just dropped a triple-double in the finals. But really, what is there to say? Congrats on watching your team win from FaceTime. Props for cheering from the couch. Since when did virtual attendance qualify as a championship moment?
you have to sit through the fake importance of double doubles all over again? Question mark? Oh, nobody gets hollow double doubles like your girl, Angel Reese.
This moment perfectly highlights the strange way Angel Reese is being marketed to the public. It feels less like a career built on achievements and more like one being carefully manufactured in real time, not through performance on the court, but through social media posts, interviews, and media narratives. Instead of letting her game do the talking, we're fed a non-stop stream of PR spin, turning every moment into some exaggerated legacy-defining achievement. If Reese truly wants to be remembered among the greats, she'll need to do more than ride her teammates' success or post cryptic tweets. She'll have to prove it where it matters, on the court.
There's 16 players with a higher point per average than Reese. She led the league in rebounds per game and personal fouls per game. Her points numbers won't translate to the W very well because free throws only count for 1 point.
Here's the real question. How long can this media-driven illusion last? Sooner or later, the scoreboard and stat sheets will outweigh the headlines. At some point, people will start to realize that the superstar label doesn't quite match the on-court performance. And let's be real, this so-called championship is just further proof that the hype isn't living up to reality.
12 rebounds per game, how many of which were her own missed putback?
Now let's compare that to how real legends are treated. When someone like LeBron James or Steph Curry wins a championship, it's because they led the charge, hitting clutch shots, elevating their teammates, and willing their team to victory. Even in the WNBA, Breanna Stewart isn't celebrated just for showing up. She's praised because she delivers when it matters most. Now imagine any of those players skipping a title game and still being treated like they earned the trophy. Sounds ridiculous, right? That brings us to Caitlin Clark. Every game she plays is analyzed like a national event. Every pass, turnover, and point gets dissected by fans and analysts alike. If Clark ever sat out a championship game, tough questions would be flying. No one would just hand her the trophy. The same goes for A'ja Wilson or Stewart. They earn every bit of their praise.
You want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give Angel Reese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's really stupid.
But when it's Angel Reese, the rules seem to change. The media treats her like a key part of the victory, even though she never stepped on the court. Her absence is brushed aside, her lack of impact ignored, and yet her resume gets another trophy she didn't actually help win. And somehow, we're expected to put this on the same level as championships that were truly earned through grit and performance.
If I was funding this league, I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in Caitlin Clark. These people that are criticizing Caitlin Clark, these people that are hitting Caitlin Clark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as Caitlin Clark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting the...
If anything, this whole championship saga exposed a truth the media won't say outright. Angel Reese wasn't the reason her team won. Her absence didn't throw them off course. In fact, it might have even helped. The squad looked sharper, more in sync, and and more dominant without her in the lineup. That raises an uncomfortable but necessary question. How much of an impact does she really have? Then came the aftermath. Instead of shining a light on her teammates, the ones who actually took the floor and earned the win, Reese turned to Twitter, dropping cryptic posts and making the moment about herself. It wasn't about the team. It wasn't about celebrating the players who fought for that title. Once again, the focus was on her. Now compare that to how true champions carry themselves. Think of legends like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. When they won, they were in the trenches, leading by example, grinding alongside their teammates. Their celebrations were earned through hard work, leadership, and game-changing performances, not by dialing in on FaceTime from the couch. They took responsibility, stepped up in the biggest moments, and made sure their play justified the praise.
Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles number 3 right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1.
The whole unrivaled league narrative is quickly turning into a case study in how Angel Reese's career is being propped up more by hype than by performance. No one's denying she had her moments at LSU. She looked stronger there, no question. But since making the jump to the pros, that dominance hasn't exactly translated. Her WNBA run has been a mixed bag. Flashes of potential here and there, but overshadowed by inconsistency, shaky shooting, and a play style that relies more on size and strength than on refined skill. Yet, the media refuses to let the storyline go. They continue to push the idea that she's the new face of women's basketball, despite the fact that her pro career hasn't backed up that claim. And now, with this unrivaled league title, the illusion is starting to crack. There's only so long you can sell a narrative built on smoke and mirrors before reality starts to show through.
Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fever see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265% increase from 2023.
Let's be honest, this wasn't some high-stakes professional championship. It wasn't even traditional 5-on-5 basketball. This was an exhibition-style event, and most of the WNBA's biggest names weren't even in the building. The true superstars of the league, the ones who actually defined the game, were nowhere to be found. And as for Angel Reese, she didn't even see it through to the end. Real fans know what championship grit looks like. They know it's something you earn, not something gifted through PR campaigns and trending hashtags. They watch players like Caitlin Clark take hit after hit and still suit up. No excuses, no shortcuts. So where does Reese go from here? Does she keep riding the wave of media hype until it inevitably crashes? Or does she step up and prove she belongs among the best? The spotlight can be generous, but it's also ruthless. Eventually the hype fades, and all that's left is what you've actually done on the court. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Check out the one on screen now, and we'll catch you in the next one.